What's up, everyone? Welcome. Dude, it is my pleasure to welcome everybody to the XP Club Championships. Look, I've learned about this event, and it looks like we have an unbelievable tournament set up for the next couple of weeks. And guess what? Every single team in Division 1 and Division 2, that's right, we have two divisions, will be playing from LAN centers. That's what this tournament is all about. By the way, I'm your host, your caster, your all-round magician. I can do circus tricks. I can squat the bar. Multi-talented man, Quicksand on the mic. It's a pleasure to be here, and I hope you're all sitting comfortably either at home or in your LAN centers right now, preparing to kick off the game. So, if you're at home and perhaps you're supporting one team, or you've just tuned in to an XP broadcast, perhaps you're wondering who's playing tonight or what's happening. Well, first things first, it is Rocket League tonight. Hopefully no one's walked in on this thinking of something else, but make sure you stick around. Rocket League, fantastic game. Who's playing? Great question. That's right. We've got three teams playing tonight. Now, those three teams are all separated in three different LAN centers. And the first team we're going to start with tonight is Team Bliss, playing from Cooper's Plain. Down in the HQ, they got people coming down there, setting up on their desks. There we go. Team Bliss from Cooper's Plain. The other two teams are the Gamers Ground from the University of Queensland and the Freespace VR Arcade from Wollongabba. That's a lot of O's, a lot of long names. Not sure what's going up there in Brisbane with naming your areas. I personally am from Melbourne. It's been pretty warm, pretty rainy down here. But I'm keen, bro. I want to see how these go. Perhaps I'll come up to Brisbane some other time and get to check out these centers. But all of these centers have fantastic facilities set up for all of these players to be able to give it a shot. That gives us a great moment to quickly just segue to thank everyone making the stream happen. XP, obviously, it's called the XP Club Championships. They've been putting on a fantastic show in the past broadcasts they've done, and they will continue to do so. Along with that, the Computer Alliance, thankfully for helping us out, have made sure that this stream, this broadcast, and all the technical issues will not be technical issues because of the brilliant equipment they provided us. And lastly, Mobius have provided a bunch of monitors here for the gaming grounds in the University of Queensland to use. So shout out to all of those guys for making this broadcast possible. Now, still one more thing to go. We may have discussed who's playing, but we haven't been able to explain the format. So that's what we're going to get to right now. A couple of weeks ago, we did just have a moment where the teams had a chance to play in their qualifiers. This was played off stream, off broadcast, and they all brought in people to come and qualify. So everyone had a chance to come to these centers, a chance to compete, and we've ended up with two teams from each LAN center coming through in a Division 1 and a Division 2 section. So that's one team in each division. And now that they've qualified, they're ready for the group stage. That's what's on tonight. So 6 teams, as I've said, in 2 divisions and 3 weeks to go in a round robin. So that means everyone gets a chance to play up against each other, score some points, see how far ahead they can get. One team from each division will be having a bye each week because we have 3 teams. And the top 2 teams from the group stage, so one will be eliminated by the end, will move on to the grand final, held at the Team Bliss HQ with a prize pool of $500. That is a lot of money on the board to be taken home. So pretty cool format and a pretty cool next couple of weeks we have lined up. So all of these matches will be a best of 5. And we still might be wondering who's playing tonight, okay? Is my team playing? Which team is on? Well, I got good news for you. We have a little graphic for that. Starting in just a moment, we get to have the Gamer Grounds playing up against Team Bliss from Division 1. And then immediately after that, we get to have VR playing up against Team Bliss once again. Oh, these guys have a Haymaker as well. They got a cool name for their team. So the 2 games going on tonight. We have 2 best of 5. So make sure you stick around and watch all of that. Dude, my watch is ticking. It looks like we're looking just about time to get into the first game. All the players are ready, getting comfortable, getting warm. And oh, look at that. We even have player cams. This is awesome. So we can see Team Bliss and the Gamer Grounds both spread out. The Team Bliss, that's a wonderful setup. Wow. This is incredible. Team Bliss, yes, as you can see in their LAN center, we've got our Division 1 players all sitting down, getting comfortable. Look at that nice little pink lighting in the background. The Gamer Ground, as you can see, all staying hydrated. as you should if you're if you're playing too many video games. If you're watching the broadcast right now, make sure you stand up, get a glass of water or a bottle, and then come back. Look, I've not drunk water for a while. It doesn't feel very good. So make sure you're on that. And while we're warming up for this, we got a lot of Rocket League to watch tonight. Don't forget, both of these teams are teams that have managed to qualify out of everyone else who has tried to get in through the qualifiers. So they are the best of the best that have played at these centers, and they are going to be trying to look for a prize pool coming down from $500, which is a lot to be taking away. Pretty much everyone sitting on controllers tonight as our game finally comes down to start kicking off. As we load in, we are finally ready for the first game of our XP Club Championships. On the gamer's ground, we have Maze, Knick-Knack, and TK. On the side of Team Bliss, Craze, Alexa, and Pro Gamer Rocket League 69. What a name and what a kickoff to start our tournament. Already looking towards the back of the net, Knick-Knack on the side of the gamer's grounds has taken this one right off kickoff and right off the start to score them 1 goal ahead in the XP Club Championships. What a way to start it. Already ahead, the gamer's grounds with a kickoff goal. Look, I gotta say, I've been around in my time. I've seen a couple kickoff goals, and yeah, look, they start tasting a little bit bitter. The more you see, the more disappointing they get. I don't think we're going to see too many more. Now, a lot better contention starting to be put up for these games. Alexa trying to bring the ball down the side here with Craze ready to back it up. Both teams displaying a very solid level of skill. They're being able to remove the ball off the backboard, off the side posts. Good defending, good rotations, and good passing all around. It looks like we are going to have a good competition set up in front of us tonight. Now heading towards the Gamer Grounds goal, coming off the backboard. Not going to find too much opportunity, and as of right now, the Gamer Grounds are in that prime position already with 1 goal ahead. And don't forget, this is a best of 5, so no matter who takes away the first game, that does not mean it is over from there. The Gamer Grounds already taking 2 ahead, and Team Bliss in a rough spot for their first game. The Gamer Grounds have managed to take a very solid lead, and they're putting a lot of pressure here on Team Bliss. It's your first game, your nerves are kind of coming over you, so you want to try to get out of your own head. I can't imagine how both of these teams feel. Perhaps for many of them, their very first LAN tournament. They managed to come out of their houses to play Rocket League, which I don't think many of us get the opportunity to do, and play in a brilliant LAN center that they've had the opportunity to sit down and compete for a massive prize pool for. Already, that is number 3, and Knick-Knack comes in with another shot, another goal, bringing the Gamer Grounds to a big, solid round 3 to Team Bliss's 0. It's a cute little celebration as well. As I was saying, both of these teams have... They're out of their comfort zone. I'm going to be honest, I would not be playing out of my mind if I was in this brand new center, in a brand new setup that I'm not used to, in an environment that I've never been in before. And that adds another layer of pressure that a lot of these players will experience. You see a lot of times in tournaments, not just perhaps a best of 5 final, which obviously the pressure starts mounting, but even the knowledge that a player is in a tournament absolutely changes the mentality that they're in. So to have a situation where you're playing in a tournament and it feels so much realer, because when you lose, you kind of have to take off the headphones and go home. Pro Gamer Rocket League 69 is going to let this one go sitting down, already picking up the next goal. Nice little pass there from Craze to be able to find the back of the net, and Maze was not there to follow it up. Team Bliss showing that you should not write them out of this first game. With 3 minutes left on the clock, they still have 2 more to go to equalize the game. Off the roof into TK's hands. What a shot! That came flying out of nowhere. A big play coming ever so steadily. Pro Gamer was the one to try and deflect it as well, but couldn't just get the hood of their car under the ball, meaning the Gamer's Ground get to further their lead. Only 7 seconds into that kickoff as well. TK has been an absolute menace in the sky, as well as Knick-Knack backing them up. They both have 2 goals under their belt already. The goal line defense here really strong from Gamer Grounds. They realized that the first goal they managed to concede was due to a lack of pressure on that goal line, and that's the only reason they let it through. They've certainly been bulking up their defense, as you can see, bringing 2 on the goal line to make sure they deny that shot. Craze now wanting to bring it forward for Team Bliss, catches it in the air. Does lose control and ultimately still trying to stay on top of it. TK going to turn this one around. That's a massive juggle in the air that Pro Gamer gets to deny. Knick-Knack not getting the chance to follow that one up. Ooh, Craze, not a touch he would have wanted. And that means Maze gets to hop back on top of that one. TK now keeping it down, but doesn't get to stay on top of it, meaning the Pro Gamer is going to pick this one up. Tries to rip it through the winds. But unfortunately, the tide's not in their favor. Alexa doesn't get to clear it off the backboard, and that proved to be fatal as Knick-Knack finds number 5 for the Gamers Ground. Really just pushing the ball onto that backboard there certainly put the nail in the coffin there for Team Bliss. Just being unable to deny those backboard shots, which are so vital, especially when playing against a team at this level. Team Bliss perhaps not able to challenge the opponent they're facing up against right now, not to write them off in the next couple of games, as things really do shift. I have seen games, back in my day, I've seen games that have spiraled out of control for a team, maybe losing 9-1, getting to double-digit scores played up against them, getting absolutely hammered, and then in the next game, they'd come back and win. Though Team Bliss certainly with a glaring weak spot right now on those backboards. Pro Gamer, they're going to take it up the wall, still being denied. Gamers Ground knows that they need to hold this goal line safe. The lower that score line, the stronger the mental boom. Pro Gamer certainly being a very strong center of Team Bliss here. That's what we need to see more of. That backboard deflection was great. Sent it flying, perhaps into the hands of Gamers Ground, but far away enough from the net that it wasn't going to be an issue. "30 seconds left on our clock. There's the backboard, and there's the goal. Maze finding number 6. Again, as you can see, straight into the backboard, straight into the sky, straight into the ground, and straight into the nets. Not a challenge to finish that one off when not contested. Our clock now ticking down ever so slowly. 10 seconds left. Alexa wants to pick up another one, at least for Team Bliss. Another consolation goal to put them in a better spot for this best of 5. Craze coming down already, denying it. Now 1 second, the ball looking to touch the ground, and the Gamers, well, they certainly have control of the ground. First game under control, fist bumps all across the board. Look at that. A hat trick in the hands of Knick-Knack. Everyone from the Gamers Ground managing to put a ball into the net. And Team Bliss, with Pro Gamer making 4 shots, 1 assist and 2 saves, certainly showing who is potentially a center of the team. But that does not mean they are written out yet. Team Bliss may have taken a loss that probably hurts a lot. The mental kind of game that's going to come into this is the knowledge that Team Bliss, who have managed to unfortunately lose their first game in the XP Club Championships, that's going to take a hit to your mental. They have come into this competition fresh, excited, ready, but not knowing what to expect. So to have something like a loss presented as your first game can be a significant impact on your mental state. And it's going to be tough for them to defy those pressures. You see it so many times where a team just gets overwhelmed in the first game and they just can't hold on. Look, I'm a bit of a League of Legends player personally. Don't tell anyone, guys. That's our secret, okay? Shh. But look, I've seen my fair share of mental booms. Certainly on the level of what a save, but what a goal! Right off the bat, Team Bliss have found number 1. And this time, they make a loud and proud statement. We are not out of this game. Do not write us out. We are here to stay. There's the first goal of your game. 2 seconds in. A kickoff goal. An eye for an eye. Teaching the gamers ground exactly what they do. Oh, at gamers ground. Were they ever going to take that one? A kickoff goal. Not a humiliation they wanted to face. TK playing off Craze's unfortunate touch off that kickoff means that they can already equalize. 2 goals, and we're barely even 6 seconds into this game. I've just gotten a delivery of some cold milk on my desk as well. Wow, what a life to live. Far out. Hey, that was a good last couple 10 seconds, I'm not gonna lie. I hope you guys' last 10 seconds were as good as mine. Now, the gamers ground actually being pressured here. They are having the ball batted against them, but Pro Gamer failing to constantly keep on top of the ball here. Probably what Bliss needs to start looking to do, as they semi-deny the backboard shot, still leaving it in danger zone. Here is the backboard once again. Knick-Knack doesn't get on top of it. Pro Gamer floating it slowly to be denied by TK. Still an opportunity as Alexa. Oh, off the crossbar. Still in play. Still there for Pro Gamer, who's going to find number 2. And this time, Team Bliss is ahead once again. That certainly was a lot of attempts in a row, but after all that trying, they finally get that payout. Oh, wait, my bad, guys. It's warm milk. I didn't even realize. Shout out, Mum, for the warm milk. Maze now looking for another one. Trying to protect their post. TK is ready to move up. A cheeky little demo in the back line. Stops any further attack from happening. As Alexa fires it down. Pro Gamer just not in the right spot. But the ball still hanging around on this blue side. Craze loses its touch. Luckily, the man himself was still there in the back line, ready to deny. Knick-Knack looking to start something here. Neither team getting firm possession on top of the ball. It has been a full-on pinball game as of now, but TK does want to slow that down. There it is. Pro Gamer finally makes a breakthrough. TK looking to deny the one-man pass, sticking on them tight. Alexa doesn't get the touch they want in the air. Meaning the Knick-Knack had the opportunity to look for something there, but just couldn't angle the ball in the direction they were looking. Off the crossbar, Alexa, that has got to hurt, as Pro Gamer wants to keep this one up. Now in the air, can't be challenged. Blue get it all in their hands. Still not square yellow. Man, guys, I feel like I need some cookies with my milk or something. It's like messing up my mental right now. If anyone has any, let me know. Woohoo! Craze off the line there, barely. And now they're going to turn this one around for a massive counterattack. 2 on that ball. That's a bit of a double commit. Not being able to put all their forces towards where they want it on the ball, meaning that now it can turn around once again just as fast. Maze ready to bring it down once again. Now, Craze wants to try to challenge this one. Knick-Knack not going to let it pass. But another double commit. Team Bliss have been bringing 2 members behind the ball instead of spreading out. Perhaps an effective strategy to make sure no one misses, but perhaps not exactly paying off in terms of attacking or spreading out pressure for them. More of a guarantor. Is that a word? Yeah, well, it is now. Unlucky, guys. Big deflection off the line, as TK still not going to let this one come down past. The gamers ground want to keep this one in the orange side, and they have continuously done so. Our timer now ticking close to under 60 seconds. 10 to go before reaching that dangerous number. And gamers ground perhaps maybe have come close to equalizing, but certainly haven't found the ball over the line if they need to. Knick-Knack, though, he's right there, and he's brought it off the crossbar. What's happened? That should have been an equalizer every day of the week. As Pro Gamer now wants to turn this one around. Still has Orange bringing it around the back for them. A collision 50-50 in midair means the ball is going to stay in the middle of this pitch as Pro Gamer, oh no! A swoop onto the ball means that Pro Gamer can't pick it up. And Team Bliss are now forced on the defensive as TK wants to try and keep it up in the orange half. Forced back into their own. 20 seconds left on the clock. The Gamers Ground may be faced with the challenge of equalizing their overall series score so far. Soaring down the sky this time, Team Bliss, they've been listening to the cast. They've denied the backboard shot. And now Knick-Knack, hands on the ball, still getting challenged too much. 10 seconds to go. TK gets a demo, but the ball denied in exchange. Now going for the backboard once again. Pro Gamer gets a deflection, and TK needs to keep this one up. It's barely bouncing just outside the goal. It wants to touch the ground, but no one can spike it yet. So far, the Gamers have been able to keep it up, and it barely rolls on the ground to give Team Bliss the equalizer they have been looking for. 1-1 overall in this series. Still a best of 5 to look towards. No one at match point. I gotta say, that cannot feel good for Nick there. Not nailing that one in the back of the net. Just doesn't keep it down, and though that's something that is often unavoidable, those little mistakes, those little whiffs that you just can't do anything about, but it feels so bad, doesn't it? Like, you know you messed up, but it's too late and it's in the past. Perhaps the only thing that Nick is going to be taking along with him is the sense of, yeah, look, I'm not going to do that again. Team Bliss now found their equalizer, and it's off the side post to a promising looking shot at the start of our third game tonight. Now, something that I mentioned with Team Bliss is they have certainly been bringing two people out of flank. What? Damn! An in-air challenge out of nowhere means that Knick-Knack sends it scoring through the sky straight into TK's hands as Pro Gamer just couldn't reach the heights that TK could as fast. The acceleration too quick. Just like a peregrine falcon. Coming down too fast, unstoppable as Gamers Ground open up this one in style. As I was saying, Team Bliss, often you'll see either driving around behind the back of the ball with two cars. Whether that's desirable, as I was saying, is it certainly does guarantee that you're, or more likely guarantees that you're getting your hands on top of that ball. Maze and the rest of Gamers Ground have actually played around this ball really well. They've been steadily keeping control along with their rotations, and TK managed to get the lift over the top of Team Bliss there as Knick-Knack is playing the ball right into the rest of the Gamer Grounds' hands. They have full control of this game right now. They have been constantly denying any push Team Bliss is attempting to make while also keeping the ball within their own control. Playing it really well for them. A nice touch in the air means that, ooh, off the cross by Nick again. Oh man. Certainly trying to play that one higher as not to get denied by the goalie, but perhaps ever so slightly too high. Just a tinge lower than that would have rolled in. But, I mean, I guess it didn't. Gamers Ground haven't found the lead. Ooh, TK, what was that? Massive control with the ball in the air there, floating it down, but instead it's been sent over to their half. TK can't do it again, and Craze, he's sending the ball really far up the pitch in undesirable locations. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe smashing the ball up is the point that they're looking for. Alexa comes soaring from the back of their own pitch, gets the ball in mid-air in a 50-50 and slots it into the top right of the net to give Team Bliss the equalizer they're looking for so late in the game. But look, guys, it's not that late. It's like kind of halfway through. But let's roll with it. It's Santa Claus. Knick-Knack and the rest of the Gamers Ground now feeling a bit of pressure because they know that Team Bliss can take a game off them. Compared to that first game, I mean, I even mentioned that if a team gets swept 6-1, which is what happened to Team Bliss in the first game, certainly does not mean they're spelt out. So Team Bliss still showing that despite Gamers Ground opening up the game and keeping control, they are very much still in this. Ooh, that is tight. And Alexa can't land on the back of the ball with the hood, and instead it's going to be sent up the pitch as Craze going to deny any further play here coming from the Gamers Ground, soaring it through the air once again, but Maze was down there to meet it. Now instead meeting it with their own carry, their own flight. Defense really strong from Gamers Ground here. Both teams have been sending the ball up really confidently into open space where the enemy is. I gotta say, the Gamers Ground certainly doing a better job. I thought I was gonna go in for a sec. Whew. Alexa comes through with a save, and they've been certainly controlling the ball more as they clear it, where Team Bliss have just been booting it out a lot of the time. They try to stay on top of it, but it's constantly being picked up by Gamers Ground. Not only are they keeping control of the ball after it's cleared, but they're positioning really well to be able to pick it back up. Paying off really well for these guys. Team Bliss, they want to close this one out. They may have lost the first one execution style, but they managed to put their head back on, and not only have they screwed it tight, they might have brought a couple extra IQ points with them. They are coming in, 20 seconds left on the clock, being pressured but ready to turn this one around. TK soaring that one just past Alexa's hood. The windscreen maybe getting a bit fogged up from all the heavy driving going on there. Knick-Knack down the side. Craze not going to let that through. Still 7 seconds on the clock. The scores are equal. They have to get it out there, Team Bliss. The ball is dangerously flowing around in their half. Oh, no! Oh, TK. Oh, look, I'm not going to lie, that's going to really hurt for the Gamers Ground. The ball bouncing right in front of TK, just about to go in, but unfortunately, if the ball does touch the ground, that means it is the end of that, and we go into overtime. Team Bliss looked death in the face and laughed. And instead of shaking in fear of their near-death experience, instead, they are going to try and turn this one into a redemption. Still having a chance at this game. Dangling the ball around in a dangerous area as Pro Gamer wants to try and smother that one down. Maze off the backboard. That's a great spot for Gamers Ground to follow up, and still it's open. TK goalie was in the way. No way they're picking that one up. Craze using up a whole lot of boost just to get on top of that ball, but doesn't find much benefit from doing so. Over a minute in overtime here as Craze continuously setting this one up, running low on boost, and no one on Team Bliss is ready to follow up the setups that are being created. It's really hurting them that it's being sent up, and no one's there to stop it though. How is a goal like that scored to take us off overtime? It's come around the bend and down into the net. Team Bliss have found an opening and an opportunity. It is flicked off the roof of the car of our poor old goalie. Barely missing a clear there, meaning Team Bliss is going to find their first leg up in the series. Both teams really put in a big one there. Knick-Knack putting in 5 shots, as well as Pro Gamer, and neither of them are reaping a reward for it. I gotta say, that's gotta hurt a little bit. Both teams instantly running up, just raring to get back into this one as we're ready and loading in for game number 4. Don't forget, Team Bliss now on 2 games with Gamer Grounds sitting on 1 means that Team Bliss have finally reached their series point. Our kickoff starts, and are we going to see another tragic first blood off the first touch of this ball? Neither team manages to penetrate the defenses just yet, but Pro Gamer have come in with the early counter-attack. I steadily mentioned earlier, whoa, Craze, don't scare me like that, man. forcing a double save out there on the line. And Team Bliss, they're playing with my heart, man. So many shots getting so close to the backboards and absolutely piercing through the air time and time again. But hey, I got a parcel, guys. What the hell? Hey, it's got a little smiley face in the O as well. Anyways, I'll let you guys know what's in there in a sec. Now TK coming down, looking to get another shot in, but neither team has managed to close it out yet. Oh, Craze! You were so open, so clear there. Alexa setting it up once again, no one to follow it up. Everyone running low on boost. This time Craze managing to come around for a pickup, but Team Bliss seem to be having an issue where every time they bring the ball into an optimal, ideal, ready location, it's just that there's no one there to follow it up. Now, both teams still level. Clock is ticking down, and this time the pressure is on Gamer Ground's shoulders. They came out so strongly, and now they are the ones held at knife point, meaning if it gets too close, these guys are the ones being eliminated. Well, not eliminated, but taken down a couple points. Yo! Move the ball! It was just chilling out on the line for a full second there. No one able to make a touch. And Team Bliss again stared death in the face and laughed. Such confidence coming from the team in pink tonight. Gamers Ground coming through with a big demo here, taking out the opponent. Now, Team Bliss ready to make their counterattack. They have been waiting steadily, but last game, one of their goals was caused by a 50-50 from in their own half, which they barely managed to nick over. I need to see Team Bliss come through with some major shots here, to be not just major shots, but set plays, as Maze instead shows what they're made of. This time, the ball being sent up by TK straight into the loving arms of Maze, being missed in the air. Alexa was ready to follow up, but Maze had the confidence and the positioning to receive it. This is what we need to see from Team Bliss. Gamers Ground certainly have less pressure than Bliss has, as we can see. That's how Bliss has been scoring their goals, but when a setup happens, they have it set up. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Team Bliss feeling like the Australian soccer team right now. The World Cup coming up too, and if you're watching it with me, you already know that these guys do not have the ability to score from open play. It breaks my heart to say. And Team Bliss need to break up this curse as well, or they're going to be just as bad as our Socceroos. Not even going to be able to make it past the group stage. But I do have faith in our LAN center teams to be able to open up their skills, to change it up. Don't forget they are in an uncertain environment, which they perhaps haven't played, at least at this level of intensity before. Oh, drop down to right in front of the goals, but both Team Bliss members outside the assist tried to make an attempt, and neither managed to get their hood on the ball. TK ready to come back and challenge this one, as Knickknack sending it through the air. Gamers Ground now facing it back, getting the return. A demolition from Knickknack to lower Team Bliss's numbers as it's far on their side. They only have two attacking. Perhaps the demo was advantageous for them, bringing an extra member set up to bring it from the back. Now the counterattack is on. TK bounces against the wall, loses momentum as the rest of Gamers Ground are more than ready to come and try and further the attack. 30 seconds left on the clock here, as Gamer Ground's now in a position to bring it to game number 5, and they further that position, sitting comfortably at 2 goals, a lead not easily taken. TK setting it up for themselves, and Maze coming down and finishing it off right behind their teammate. Huge from Gamer Ground, showing why they were so dominant in that first game, and they finally managed to get over perhaps some mental pressure that was coming as Team Bliss stole the first game away from them. Another 50-50 in the air, closer to deciding Team Bliss's fate as our clock ticks down. 3, 2, and 1. Gamers Ground have found themselves already through. Division 1 in their first game has already come to that final best of 5 series. Both teams have leveled out the playing field at 2-2, and this time, Maze was the only player to be able to take home a big hit this game. They managed to walk home with 2 goals and 6 shots on the board. Now, we get to see that all so important, all so deadly, all so exciting game number 5. Both teams probably having a slight little discussion, a bit of gossip, a bit of excitement about what's going to happen next. And we get to look at some beautiful scenery while we wait. I wonder if you could climb up those mountains. Like, how do people ever get up those ones? They're real too. Like, they're legit. Like, you see them when you travel around the world. But, like, is it just like a really tall ladder or something? Either way, this is Rocket League. They can probably just drive up the mountain or boost up. Either way, all 6 of these players now sitting perched forward in their chairs, eyes glaring at the screen. Probably not going to blink this game, as they know a lot is riding on top of this. This series, the season only being 3 weeks, means that there is no time to mess around. Pro Gamer, out of nowhere, creates a massive opportunity. Side of the wall, deflection, despite getting bumped, they still know where to put the ball. 20 seconds in, Team Bliss are so far looking like your series leaders. Pro Gamer, off the bat again, scores number 2. Out of nowhere, Craze has brought it straight up, and Pro Gamer finds number 2. Woo! Something happened. Maybe some Milo, some Weet-Bix got torn out behind the scenes here while the cameras were off. I don't know what XP's rules are about performance-enhancing drugs and whether or not Milo is down on the illegal list, but certainly something has happened backstage here as Pro Gamer has managed to step it up to the next level. Team Bliss already on 2 goals. Threatening a third, still battering it against the backboard of the Gamers Ground. Our timer looking so deadly, so cruel to the face of Gamers Ground now. Perhaps they are a team that cannot look death in the face and laugh as Alexa finds number 3 and the Gamers Ground is falling apart like the pasta I had for dinner last night. They just can't hold it together. Crumbling like the apple pie I had for dessert. Crying like I did before I went to bed last night. I didn't actually do that, guys. Don't worry. Gamers Ground down 3 goals as Team Bliss needs to try and hold this lead. Gamers Ground, they are not particularly in the best spot to bring this one back. 3 minutes left on the clock and they're struggling. That was a big pressure, looking to get a ball in the top left corner there, but it just didn't come down. And I think the weight of expectations is now starting to get to the Gamers Ground. They opened so strongly. They brought back so thoroughly. But they can't close perfectly. As Alexa finds the tightest of angles. If somebody can get me a protractor here, perhaps I'm gonna give that like 19 degrees. Woo! That's certainly an acute angle. That, if I learn one thing, that's an acute goal. Brilliant shot there from Alexa to put Team Bliss into a seemingly unreachable lead. As Gamers Ground have under 3 minutes left on the clock, they need to score more than 1 minute to bring themselves back into this one. We are sitting at match point, and whoever loses this game will be dropping points. Whoever wins this game will be picking up points, setting themselves up to a grandeur position. And don't forget, this tournament is only 3 weeks. Every single week matters so much. Just losing 1 week puts you in a horrendous position for the rest of the tournament because they don't even have time to play more. They have one more opportunity to try to level things out. Now down to 2 minutes. The game is ground, one every 30 seconds. The deficit just gets larger, mentally and virtually. Everyone on the gamer's ground are struggling to find position, footing, resorting to bashes, to smashes, to dodges, to shrugs. But Team Bliss are staying cool, composed, deadly. They may be pushing up the ball here, but they're not leaving room here for the gamer's ground to try and close it out. As TK, a minute 30 left on the clock, finds one. 3 more to go at least for the gamer ground, but do not write them off just yet. The University of Queensland residents are more than ready to bring back this game. They know the stakes, they know the danger, and they are ready to look for more. Alexa doesn't get the prettiest touch to start things off, and now the ball in Gamer Grounds' hands, in Gamer Grounds' control. Craze tries to deny it, but still in Knickknack's hands, down to TK, down to 2! They have closed this margin down to 2. The Gamers Grounds, still a minute 16 left on the clock, have scored goals in rapid succession, looking to build up this magazine and blow Team Bliss out of the water. Our next kickoff comes through a demolition, starting things off, explosions, danger. Keeping their heads in the game. TK, star of the show so far tonight, looking to shine again as Knickknack soaring down from the sky. The ball in the orange half. Craze barely denies that one. Away from their own net. And now, Gamer's Ground, you are running out of time. Maze gets to keep bringing it down. It's so tight as TK sets it up for Knickknack. Soaring it high. Denied by Pro Gamer. But not over yet. Still 30 seconds on the clock on the blue side now, leaving it open. The shot denied as Maze can't keep control of this ball. The Gamer's Ground, they need to get their hands on it. It's just deflections, just blocks. TK in the sky, sort of wins the 50. Comes in Nick's hands. 10 seconds left. They need to find something to score anything. They need it now. TK stops it in the air, but doesn't get the follow-up. Crazy gonna bring it further down. 1 left on the clock, and Crazy off an own goal and a deflection gets to look further with Team Bliss after finding this game under their belt. Clock about to tick to 0 as Bliss are your very first XP LAN tournament champions for tonight. All right, they haven't actually won the game. Sorry, I made that sound way too cool. Your first Division 1 winners as of now. See, it's because they stayed hydrated, right? I mean, I know both teams were drinking, but I feel like Bliss drank a little bit more water. That's kind of where it came through. So, big ups for these guys. Big congratulations. They were able to come through with a 2-3 victory on their side after getting washed out in the first game to a... It was pretty brutal as well. It was like 1-6, man. They got smashed. I was like, ah, man, okay. This series is gone. But Bliss, on the other hand, were not going to take that lightly. They may have lost one, but they certainly showed why they were representing Bliss in the second game, turning it around and then following it up with the second. Though they may have been able to close out the series in the fourth game, they just couldn't find it. As the Gamers Ground still had opportunity to bring it back in and brought it to a level 2-2. In our final game, Bliss, they took such a deadly lead, and the Gamers Ground started looking deadlier to fight them back, to beat them down. But they could only rise up so high to the mountain that seems to be Bliss. Could have been either way, to be honest. I gotta say, that series was so up in the air. I would not have been able to tell you which way it goes. And if it played again, I still would not be able to drop down a prediction. Both of these teams putting in a wonderful performance. Oh my God, it's me, guys. Hi, everyone. So I've been your voice for tonight. Still have one more game to go. Don't go anywhere, all right? Division 2 is still around for more games, more magic, more fun. In the meantime, if you're waiting, which way do I get to point? Sorry. That's actually my Twitter right there, guys. I think it would be really funny if everyone followed me and at Quicksand. But in the meantime, I need a cup of water. I need to finish off my lovely glass of warm milk. I'm going to go drink this, enjoy it. Everyone else, stick around. We have game number 2 coming up. So we'll see you guys in just a moment for that. In the meantime, we will jump to a quick break, and I'll see you on the other side. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Damn, the pose kind of worked if I timed it right. Either way, we're back. It's time for game number 2, division number 2. 2 teams, 1 winner. Woo! All right. So if you missed the last couple hour, well, good news. I can tell you what happened. We just saw Team Bliss play up against the Gamers Ground, and Team Bliss managed to take a 3-2 victory in a thrilling best-of-5 series. And still, we have more games coming up for you tonight. So, who's playing? Who's next? Well, I get the answers for you. That's right. It is going to be the Freespace VR Arcade and Wollongabba playing up against Team Bliss HQ in Cooper's Plain. These guys, this is a different group of Team Bliss people, by the way. This is Division 2. So we did have our qualifiers played out earlier, and both of these teams, both of these LAN centers had people come in to attempt for these spots, and this is the team that managed to qualify for the second division position. The VR people got a nice little space background, hopefully hyping them up, while Bliss got a nice pink background to give them that nice bit of motivation. And I gotta say, I'm keen to see where these ones go. The quality of the matches for Division 1 was fairly high. These guys put in a really good game. So to see something like this come out from Division 2 would be fantastic as well. Look, on the Bliss side, everyone's laughing, joking. Oh, look at that. Getting rid of the nerves and having a good time. And that's how you know you have a good game in store. Already, we're kicking off our game, the Freespace VR Haymakers, playing up against Team Bliss. On the side of Haymakers, we have Aussie Rusty, Fox, and Finks. And on the side of Team Bliss, we have Mixer, Zerkow, and Spatial. Both of these teams going to put in the work, put in the effort, and they're going to bring you the magic. It is a best of 5, so whoever can hit game number 5, or get game number 3, win number 3 first, gets to walk away with a bunch of points under their belt. I didn't get much of a chance to cover this properly when we were talking about it in the first game, but this is a 3-week season until we get to the grand final, right? So it means that we have a nice compact season that we get to witness every game of without missing too much, but it also means that we're in a position where if we see a team lose, they've lost pretty much 50% of the games they get to play, because there's 3 teams in the tournament in each division, and each week one of them has a bye, which means you get to play 2 games, bro. You lose 1 game, and you've lost 50% of your games. It's pretty brutal. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some tiebreakers coming up. I think the team's gonna tie. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be really tight. And I think both the teams realize this pressure, because as I mentioned at the start of the first game, all of these guys are feeling some pretty bizarre pressure. I think that being at a brand new setup, playing at a competition with a cash prize pool is going to shift your mental at least a little bit. They're in positions where they don't normally hang out, don't normally play, so to be in somewhere that is in a different location, a different environment, really can take you out of that headspace you have when you're playing a game. Mixer has full boost right here. It's a really good opportunity to come in for the close, but just wasn't close enough when the opportunity called. This time, Freespace are going to absolutely whip this one around, making it past one defender in the bend, but not the second. Vix getting denied now. Spatial trying to get the chip over the top of the poor defender. Aussie Rusty wanting to keep control, but instead sending it back to their own. Oh, my apologies, everyone. Bit of a slight freeze moment there. I'm back. My computer went but I went back, and here we are. So, still, despite being away for 5 seconds, the score still is 0-all. Sitting level with both teams actually putting a really big front on in their defensive practices. One going for the defend, one going to head to that backline and still preparing for a counterattack. Both of these teams maybe not needing to look to get too much backboard defense, which is pretty beneficial for them. To get to chill out on backboard defense means that you don't have to put as much. Well, I mean, I guess that can go in. All the way from the halfway line. Forks, Vix couldn't get on top of it. Aussie Rusty just not fast enough. Just not enough boost. Meaning Team Bliss is going to take the first upper hand in such a stalemate of a game. Both teams have been rocking this ball back and forth, but neither have managed to pull ahead until a very slight disruption in the flow meant the Team Bliss could find their step ahead. Oh, a failed backflip and a failed clear. Forks absolutely does capitalize on the mistakes of Team Bliss, putting now their team on equal terms. A goal scored, unfortunately, on both ends seems to have leveled themselves out. A lot of cheering and high fives here coming from Freespace. It seems like, despite the pressure and the absurdity of some of their situations, they're having a good time. And that's what you want to see. But Team Bliss, they don't want to be equalized. They don't want to sit there and relax. Mixer brings it off the backboard straight into Zerkow's hands and straight into Team Bliss's lead. Absolutely smashing their shots into the back of the net. Team Bliss looking far stronger. Yo, the hay fever got anyone else acting crazy, bro? I swear my eyes are itchy as. Melbourne, I don't know what it's like in Brisbane, bro, but Melbourne, hay fever, oh my god. But we pushed through to be able to cover this wonderful game of Rocket League. Mixer and the rest of Team Bliss need to hold steady. They have 30 seconds left on the clock, and all they have to do is deny a ball going over the line for a short period of time. They get to take away this first game. Team Bliss so far having shown a fair amount of dominance in this game, and they continue to do so as Spatial glides it. Ball on the car bumper, soaring through the sky and finishing up the last bit of boost. Spatial slams that one in, bringing the game out of reach for the Freespace VR Haymakers. As we reach sub 10 seconds, there's not much room for these guys to climb their way back into the game. Clock ticks down to 0 as Vix does find the goal that they needed, but far too late. Fist bumps may be going around. They're celebrating. They know they have opportunities, chances, and they still are very much in this game heading into the next matches of the series. But as of this one, Team Bliss are going to be your team, walking away with the first game of the series. Zerkow finding 1, Spatial finding 2, Forks and Vinx both 1 game each under their belt. Now, Team Bliss perhaps finding more validation for their victory, and they did win because of the validation of their play style is probably a better way to describe it. Scoring more goals off open play and firing it into the back of the net rather than slip-ups by the enemy team. And that's not to take away from Freespace's goals at all. Pretty much every single goal ever scored is because of a mistake or a slip-up from the other team. It's just that Team Bliss perhaps are opening up and they're causing the other team to make mistakes, while Freespace found their first goal through missed blocks and found their second through a bizarre but successful goal coming around off the backboard. Still very much in a position to prove themselves and very much in a position to bring this series back. A demolish, cheeky one to start it off, as Vinx and the rest of Haymakers are actually holding a very steady hand on this ball, not getting touched by Team Bliss. A 50-50 does come up, but again, Freespace, they are the ones commanding the ball. Completely turned around here by Bliss, though, as they send the ball back up the pitch, and they can't seem to get a hand to it. No one can. As Spatial wants to bring around the arch now. Vinx has been killing it, man. He's been flying on the ball, and Aussie Rusty wants to shoot that one down. Freespace not out of the game. That's a cat riding on top of the car. Wow. I don't know how it's staying up there, but it is. It's gripping tight, my friend. It is holding on for its dear life, and it is pretty cute. As Haymakers find their first lead from a big open space play here from Team Bliss, not leaving anyone in the back of the net, and Haymakers absolutely capitalized on that. Zerkow firing it back and does get really close to another opportunity, but it's being constantly denied by Freespace. This one, ooh, they are lucky the Team Bliss was not there to pick it up. Not being able to catch that backboard shot put them in a dangerous position, but Freespace, as I mentioned earlier, had been doing a fantastic job of just holding possession on top of their ball. That is the biggest danger the Team Bliss is facing, is that Freespace have managed to pull their heads together, and it's leaving Team Bliss in a position where they can't actually score a goal because they can't get their hands on the ball. A tragic dilemma, to say the least. See, they finally get a touch to look to try and turn it around, and it does come off the backboard, trying to be denied here by Team Bliss. But Freespace VR fine number 2. They're playing really well. Team Bliss, their mistakes are getting opened up. The rift torn open by Freespace here. And they're having a really hard time answering this. Spatial comes flying in once again with a massive opportunity. It's just that Bliss is not getting on top of these balls. 2 opportunities to deny that ball off the backboard. But Freespace, oh wait, sorry, that was the other way around. I'm tripping. Either way, Team Bliss finds their way to score a goal in the back of the net. My apologies. Freespace are the ones getting scored against, as both teams are opening up opportunities. Team Bliss finding a step back into this game. Exploiting the mistakes of Freespace and furthering their own lead. Zerkow wants to open it up once again, but possession being taken again off Team Bliss, just to be juggled with in between by Freespace here. Spatial, been looking dangerous to Team Bliss so far. With 2 minutes on the clock, there is still so much opportunity here for Team Bliss to absolutely wipe out the competition as Binks going to keep it up in this orange half. Again pushed up by the blue side. Again pushed up by the blue side. And when the ball is in the right direction, in the right spot, in the right time, pushed up by the blue side, it's going to push up Blue's lead. They find themselves in a lofty 2-goal gap as Team Bliss have to crank their necks upward to try to see the mountain that they're going to have to climb. Now, Black plays. We seem to have had a substitution. Perhaps I just haven't noticed in the second game. Oh no, they're changing their name during the game. Oh no, never mind. That's the boost. I was like, what the hell? No, they're changing the number. Black plays is the person we're keeping our eyes on. Just a really long name. Spatial, gonna keep pushing this one up, and Team Bliss have less than a minute. Oh, sorry. Let's just wait. Team Bliss have less than a minute on the clock, and they need to equalize with 2 more goals. Vinx doesn't pick this one up, and Zerkow capitalizes on the opportunity, putting them ahead, closing the gap, and bringing this game to a hair's breadth. Freespace now have a whole lot more pressure placed up against them as Team Bliss are looking to tear this game open. They look for the next shot, and they find it as Zerkow flies in on the right side of the pitch, following up on a rebound and meaning that they can absolutely nail this one. Team Bliss have managed to equalize with Freespace VR Haymakers with 48 seconds left on the clock. The game has been flipped on its head, and the pendulum now set in motion as the clock starts ticking. Rusty soaring through the air and almost denying their own team a goal, but it rolls off the door of Rusty after bouncing off the post. Sorry, the outside wheel of Rusty, and putting themselves ahead with 28 seconds left on the clock. Haymakers find themselves in a much better position. The clock still very much ticking. Rusty brings it off the backboard. Rusty takes it off the backboard into the net. That's 2 for Haymakers in the space of 10 seconds. Team Bliss lost for words, laughing, confused. Their player cams disbelief. Their minds focused and ready to turn this one around. 20 seconds still is a chance in this game. A big save there from Zerkow. Closes out certain death as Plark tries to bring it up further. This time they're spreading out, they're leaving opportunity, unlike their teammates on the other side of Bliss. Lots of hits, but no follow-up from Zerkow on top of that ball. Aussie Rusty bringing this one down the pitch. And with a 2-goal lead, the ball is more than ready to glide down and give this next game to Freespace VR Haymakers 1-all. Rusty picked apart this game, surgically analyzed it. And the ashes of Team Bliss still smoldering, still hot after that loss. But those ashes are still hot, still smoldering, preparing to turn into a flame that perhaps could ignite and incinerate Freespace VR Haymakers. Whether or not they can stay cool, stay calm, and enough to further deny Team Bliss more steps We're going to need to see another game to find out. We're all level here. And there could be 3 more games tonight. Neither team at match point. Both of them playing to get to it. As we start to look towards our third game, both teams put their heads in. They charge on for their first collision of the game. And it's taken steady. No kickoff goal treats for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have to sit back and wait for this one. Spatial manages to pick it up, keeping it on the Haymaker's side. Rusty has been a driving force of Freespace so far, and continues to be so. With these denies, these rotations, these active team plays, it is paying off so well. Vinx trying to push it down. Both Vinx and Forks, they... honestly, everyone in Freespace are holding this ball down, keeping their goals safe. That's how they've been playing and how they will continue to play, on a defensive end until they can find the crack in Team Bliss's armor, and they're going to shatter it open. Zerkow and Pluck both now pushing this one ahead, but already Freespace have brought members back. The game taking a slow pace as an open net presents itself in the face of Pluck, and faces fly into hands in the Freespace VR play zone. These guys are lands knowing they've just left their holy grail undefended to be wiped out by Team Bliss. Certainly would put my face in my hands as well. Good news is they've actually managed to take their face out of their hands and look at the monitors. So hopefully this gives them an unseen advantage and they can actually bring back the game now. Vinx further pushing up this ball. Aussie Rusty bumping it up to no further success, but keeps their team possession of the ball. An unfortunate touch means that that possession is short-lived. Zerkow and the rest of Pluck want to push this one up. Bliss now on the offensive, bringing it back, setting it up. Spatial wants to come around the curve, bumps it up over the defense. Zerkow isn't there to follow it up, and neither is Pluck. Missing the timing, missing the opportunity, as Vinx now drops it down, but into a sea of orange. Not what you want to see when your car is blue. Zerkow picking it up, but Forks is not going to take that. Now bouncing it down. The defense already set up on Bliss. Freespace, they've had such a solid defense, and to let a goal like that initial one come through, they must be all over the place mentally. Their defense has been so solid, so smooth and fluid, that to get a goal like that come through would breach it open. Rusty denying Spatial any air dribbles, any freestyle tricks. As Forks spots an open goal and doesn't take it. How bittersweet. Team Bliss celebrating right now at the face of their luck, and Forks luckily face not in hands this time, as that would further detract from any success the rest of Freespace might have. Team Bliss still ahead by 1 goal, looking to make it 2. Aussie Rusty on the line, not ready to let that happen. Vinx now coming down. Spatial can't get on top of that ball, forcing them to get up in the air as Rusty comes around the bend. Vinx down the sky with the ball on the line. Forks this time will not let their team slack. Vinx saws it down as Fox and the rest of their team, Plark and the rest of their team were not going to let that one through. They just couldn't hold their wall steady. One brick loose, and perhaps the rest may shatter. Now looking more open than ever as another shot comes through off the roof from Vinx this time, looking to do it again. One minute left on the clock. One goal on each side. One game in each pocket. Zerkow wants to break the equilibrium that's happening right now. Rusty misses a touch on the ball. Now out of position as Plark comes down through the sky, denied by Fox. Slammed away, cleared out. The defense on the line, unbelievably solid. And these 50s are all going straight to the ground. Plark brings one off the backboard. There's a follow-up. It's on target. It's in. The goals as Zerkow finds number 2. Bringing through a demolition. Spatial adding insult to injury. And Vinx, such a good effort and such a sad demise. Still 20 seconds left on the clock as Team Bliss, if nothing changes, will move to their match point. Our clock now ticking, ball hovering dangerously on this blue end. As Plark plays, finds number 3. Team Bliss have guaranteed their match point. 3 seconds on the clock, and Freespace can do nothing but stare and wait. They will not be able to bring back this game, but they are certainly not out of the competition yet. This is a best of 5. The ball finds the ground, and Team Bliss finds game number 2. Now putting themselves a match point. Fox managing to pick up 1 goal under the belt, and certainly putting his team in an opportunity that looked like they may have been able to bring that one back. But Team Bliss, Plark plays, and Zerkow, everyone honestly, Spatial, a weapon last game. Everyone is looking strong and confident on the side of Bliss. But I gotta be honest, so does everyone on Freespace. They may have gone down 2 goals that game, but I still would not be able to answer the question of which of these teams dominates over the other for you just yet. Both these sides desperately need a win. It may be the first game of the season, but it still is high stakes. And now we're coming in to our 4th game. Team Bliss looking at their match point as Freespace VR absolutely need to take this one back. Our clock is ticking down, and neither team has managed to pick one up just yet. But Fox has finally found the first one, and that's on the side of Freespace. They have finally opened up the game, and they are not ready to lead this competition just yet. Freespace climbing their way back into the game, knowing they are at match point. They will not succumb to the pressure. The world on their shoulders, and they are standing up right now as Team Bliss not falling into shambles just yet. A lot of deflections across the board. Team Bliss double commit on the ball. They need to spread out. Vinx and Rusty both keeping the pressure high, keeping the pressure on. Freespace currently the ones with the upper hand, and they know all they need to do is push hard, stay strong, stay steady. We even have a cheeky little Fortnite bus in this game, trying to change up the dynamic. I gotta say, it's my favorite car body. It's gotta be Spatial coming in with something special. Plark plays. barely gets that one off the orange line. And Freespace almost found themselves goal number 2. Wasn't going to happen. Still looking towards this orange goal. There's no one in the net to deny. They're too far up. But that means that when they get the ball in their hands, they should be in a brilliant position to counterattack. Freespace were in such a great spot to attack. Not only that, but to defend as well. How far up is Bliss going to go on their line? Really putting themselves in a lot of jeopardy right now, as Spatial finally opens it up, tries to bounce it off the wall, straight into the hands of the rest of Team Bliss. They try to close it out. That shot should have been on target. Wasn't where they were looking to aim it. Mixer now soaring down on top of this ball as Spatial gets a deflection off a teammate, meaning it's still going to stay in front of that orange goal. Not where you want a ball to be hovering, but instead, Mixer finds it this time. The ball is going into a blue net. Fox just can't reach high enough. The skull of fire scorches into the minds of Freespace. They do not want to see that goal celebration another time, or else it could be a nail in the coffin for their match tonight. Team Bliss rocketing forward, looking to close out this series. They do not want another game. They know they can close out of here. They can close it out here. So they're going to put all their resources into doing it. Mixer is soaring tonight. So is Spatial, this time trying to bring it off that inside wall. But results aren't showing. They are battering, pushing, slamming. And eventually, if you keep hitting a wall enough, if you keep pressuring the defense hard enough, you will find a mistake, a moment, an opportunity. But this time, all that battering has left their own castle undefended, as Team Bliss have gotten too excited, too aggressive, and have forgotten to check the rear. Shot down. 1:50 on the clock as Freespace take their next step upwards. Team Bliss cannot fall into shambles now. They think the game is still theirs, but Freespace are holding strong so together. So much mental! That is a lot of misses coming through. The fact that Team Bliss couldn't capitalize on a slip-up like that is not shining good for them. But Mixer should be in a spot here to try and close it out. And instead, Mixer's going to bring it down. And Aussie Rusty is going to be the one to equalize the game. Not putting their own team in the best position. Mixer brings it off the inside of the post. Bounces off them into the bottom of Rusty's car. And the engine is going to be the deciding factor of this game. A minute left on the clock. Both teams equal as Spatial trying to absolutely hammer this ball home, to boot it down these goals. They cannot waste any more time. It's equal. Overtime looking more and more dangerous, looming as a shadow, even darker every second that ticks by. Rusty. Oh no! It's going to be Rusty again! Hands soaring up in the air. In despair. In celebration. In disbelief. Rusty cannot deny that goal. And Team Bliss, with 45 seconds on the clock, find themselves in a game-winning position. All they need to do is further that defense, to strengthen that wall. Do not let the ball through. Freespace don't have time to spare. Spatial is dribbling around the pitch. This time Team Bliss have all the time in the world. They are trying to waste it like it is free. It is, guys, but don't waste your time. 10 seconds left on the clock as Team Bliss are now about to come down and close this round out. Our time, our clock has ticked down. The ball yet to touch the ground, but no one can keep it up. And no one can stop Team Bliss from closing out this series as they find game number 3 and the series in their pockets. Your very first winners of our XP Championship Cup game. All right, they didn't actually win the Championship Cup. Sorry, guys. They won the first game, and they've managed to put themselves in an overwhelmingly good position to be able to find themselves in the grand final. Doing something like this, okay? We mentioned it earlier, is that winning a game is so pivotal, and losing a game is so detrimental because of how short this split is. Freespace, they had fun. Look, I'm not going to lie. They're having a good time. They're having a laugh, celebrating. They've just come down to play some Rocket League in a best of 5, and they may not have walked away with the victory, but they certainly walked away with a smile. They gave me a little wave. Hi, guys. Unfortunately, Bliss not waving at us, so I'm going to be honest. Freespace won in my heart. Both of these guys put in a fantastic game, and to be honest, Freespace absolutely had an opportunity in that game, and they absolutely will in the coming series. We still have 2 more weeks of content to go, 2 more weeks of games and excitement, thrill for you to feast your eyes upon. So we've had 2 games tonight. Our first game, Team Bliss walks away the victor. And the second game, Team Bliss walks away the victor, looking like a hurtlingly, that's a funny word, hurtlingly strong force moving forward tonight. And they probably will continue to do so. But at any moment, these teams could be shut out, could be closed down. I'm going to be honest. I think every single one of those games could have gone in any direction. And I think that's what made it so exciting. Hey, if you liked my casting, or you just like me, you like my squat rack, or my little juggling batons in the back, I got a hula hoop too. Make sure you follow my Twitter. I do League of Legends. I do other funny things. I cast lots of stuff. Make sure you follow that. Either way, I had a fantastic time tonight, and that was only the first week of our XP Club Championships. There is still so much more to go. We have 2 more weeks of group stages. We have our grand final still in the books for a prize pool of $500 for these guys to take away. Take a look at that on your screen. We have our season schedule. Round 1, November the 8th. Guys, I don't know if you couldn't tell, but that was actually today. Surprise, surprise. I know. It's almost Christmas. It's almost the end of the year. That went quick, man. I'm not going to lie. Either way, round 2, November the 15th, we had to see Freespace versus Bliss in Division 1. I won't go through the whole thing, but you guys can see it with your eyes. Round 3 is on November the 22nd, and then whoever can come up with the most points by the end of these 3 weeks will get to play in the grand final. I want to give a big thank you once again to Computer Alliance for being able to put on a fantastic show and supporting XP with all their streaming and peripherals to make all of this possible. And a big shout out to Mobius, especially for being able to provide a whole bunch of monitors for some of our players tonight. And now, it's getting late. I've had my nice warm cup of milk. I have a parcel I'm going to open. I have a cup of tea waiting for me on the desk. If you guys haven't had a cup of tea, I highly recommend it. I don't know what it is, but I swear to God, you sleep so good after you have a good cup of tea. So I'm going to go do that. Make sure you stick around for some more Rocket League. Support your team. There's been some brilliant support in the chat tonight. I'm not going to lie. I've been watching. Hey, this is unbelievable support that I haven't seen in many amateur tournaments. So keep it up, guys. Thanks for coming today. Big shout out to XP for putting on this broadcast and bringing a wonderful show. Big shout out to Alex for being out behind the scenes, moving all the cameras and making the magic happen. Wouldn't be possible without you. And thank you to all of you tonight for coming. I'm going to go enjoy that cup of tea, and you better go enjoy your cups of tea too. Make sure you look left and right before you cross the road, and that you have a wonderful sleep. Thanks for coming tonight, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.
At its core, we designed the Bliss HQ to serve as something of a community hub for esports lovers in Brisbane, but also anyone who really loves social gaming in general. We also want to facilitate as many community projects as we can in our space. Our esports organisation was originally founded around a group of friends who we wanted to support, so we really carry that sense of family and community with us for every new project that we do. The main floor of the HQ holds 18 computers, with our adjacent stage holding another 12, which we feel is pretty much perfect for a small to medium LAN event. Our main stage screen connects to an upstairs observer computer, which is great for anyone who's looking to broadcast any events or tournaments. And we're really excited to work with anyone in the community who wants to run a LAN or host any sort of community project in our space. Upstairs, we also have a private room with 12 high-end PCs, which can be booked privately for teams who want to practice or compete together in a LAN environment, or you can book it for children's birthday parties, which also come with our upstairs lounge area for chilling out. We're also lucky enough to be Queensland facilitators for the Game Aware programs. These programs are designed to help young gamers tackle issues like self-regulation when it comes to overgaming, while also teaching healthy habits such as goal setting and self-motivation. We use our upstairs lounge area to facilitate these programs, also to facilitate programs like our esports camps, which give young gamers a bit of a roadmap of what it takes to go pro, as well as our professional development courses, which can give professionals a bit of an insight into the culture and psychology behind video games, so they can relate to either their students or their clients. The best part of the upstairs lounge area in my mind is how modular it is. When we're not running our classes, it transforms into sort of a chill out area with lounges and beanbags, but can also be used for such things as social gaming nights like Dungeons and Dragons or even Magic the Gathering events. The lounge space can be booked in conjunction with our private room if you're having a birthday party for young gamers, or just by itself if you're looking to host some sort of social gaming night for you and your friends. At the end of the day, everyone here at the Bliss HQ is ready to help facilitate any awesome community ideas you guys might have, whether it be LAN events, weekly leagues, or social gaming nights.